And I'm just over across the road, and I'm across the road from Belfast City Library. Iconic building, architecturally significant. And I have videoed the outside of this before, so I'm going to hopefully get inside it. Belfast Central Library, that's what it is. And there's the lettering on the outside. It says Belfast Central Library. Belfast Public Library, 1888. Look at the decorative features here. It's just marvellous. And people walk past this every day and, you know, never give it a second thought. There's a wee information notice board over here, so I'm just going to have a wee look. And this is all the information about Belfast Central Library. The first free public library in Belfast, opened 1888 by Lord Lieutenant of Ireland, the Marquess of Londonderry. It was this year that Belfast achieved city status. Building designed by eminent architect W.H. Lynn. Fine example of public service building at the height of the Victorian age. Refined classical composition reflecting the ambitions of a growing city. It's a major landmark. French in style, it is executed in Dumfries red sandstone. I'm surprised they didn't use the local Strabo sandstone. And it's on a black base, as you can see. And you can read all the rest of that for yourself. Oh, it's the music library contains the best collection of books, songbooks, printed and recorded music of any public library in Northern Ireland. There you go. And a newspaper library with holdings of historic local papers is an important part of the library as well. And it has quite a number of special collections, one by eccentric novelist Amanda McKittrick Ross, and manuscripts of the Belfast playwright Sam Thompson. So there you go. Well, let's check it out. This is the opening hours. I'm going to have to ask at the entrance here to see if I'm allowed to video. Well, I've just walked in there and I've got the okay to do sweep rounds, not be intrusive. And this is 1880s architecture in Belfast. And, you know, the tourists flock to Belfast and, you know, they just don't even think about coming in here. And yet, this is old Belfast and it's living history because it's still used today. Very much used today. And they've got a computer suite. I don't know, is there 20 computers in here? That's brilliant. No, there'd be about 15. Look at this collection here. This is a Captain W.E. Jones Biggles and also the William books. And there's old money that I would have had. That's amazing. And they've got other collections here. They've got a Lewis Carroll display. Alice Through the Looking Glass. And then Hansel and Gretel. Little Red Riding Hood, which of course has been sanitised over the years, over the decades. Nobody gets eaten. And the wolf isn't really that bad, which rather spoils it for me. But anyway, and we've got Puggles Wood, we've got Grimm's Fairy Tales being remembered and celebrated here, and various other books. On this display, they're celebrating fairy tales and such like, and adventures for boys and girls. And some of the ceramics is very good, are very good. Ceramics kindly donated or loaned by Andrea McCulloch Alderdice, relatively ceramic. So I presume you can buy those, and if you go check her out. And various fairy tales. Wonderful. Oh, look at this. Once Upon a Time, celebrating Once Upon a Time. All your favourite children's stories. Cinderella, Grimm's Fairy Tales, The Wonderful Fiddler by Grimm, The Pied Piper of Hamelin, Rumpelstiltskin. I remember reading about him whenever I was a wee boy. Rapunzel. All the Brothers Grimm. These displays will be here for some time, but obviously they'll move on. So you need, if you're interested in these, you need to come and check them out. And I'm told upstairs is quite good. So I'll take a wee run up the stairs. The old wrought iron staircase. It's so interesting to walk in something that is so old. And this is how it was, and this was, well ahead of its time in 1800s. I've just walked through the door here, upstairs, And this is rather grandiose. This could have been a ballroom. Victorian ballroom. Look at how ornate that is. With all these columns. This is magnificent. And even more magnificent is this ceiling. Or is this a rose ceiling? A rose window? Being pretty stupid, I haven't an idea. I think it is though. That's marvellous. Look at the intricate pattern there. This is old Belfast. Come and see it for yourself. Another hidden gem. No expense spared back in the day. Marvellous, marvellous place. But, of course, suffering through the ravages of time. And wear and tear. Well, there we are. These tables have been recently restored to their beautiful original condition and reflect the historic architecture of the domed library ceiling. And up onto the next floor. And the lady there, one of the curators, librarians, what am I talking about, tells me that the Central Library here is, they've got 100,000 items, books, and whatever, and they're all in the back room, so to speak, and they're there for, public scrutiny, study, somebody doing a PhD on something or other. They will be brought out as well for collections, but the vast majority of stuff in here is hidden away behind locked doors, and it's precious. There's a vast music library, and there's a vast newspaper library dating back to presumably 1880s or 1888, whenever this place was opened. And library personnel who lost their lives or fought in the First World War. Presented by R.G. Dunville, Esquire, D.L. Redburn. So this was a Dunville House statue. And this is what's in here. And this is all commemorating the visit of the Prince of Wales in 1932 to Stormont. Must have been for the opening of Stormont. Main approach stairs under construction, March 1926. Isn't that amazing? The old photograph. Looks like Belfast Castle. And here's another statue. And this again's Commerce by Emma Stevens. Again presented by the Dunvilles. And this is, I presume this is the music library. So here I am in the Eagle's Nest of Belfast City Library, and this section here. Down below is geography and history and sociology and everything else, world history. But in here is all things pertaining to Belfast and all things pertaining to Ulster. There's Captain Francis Crozier from Banbridge, where I was born, and I used to play on Crozier's monument. This is the first time I've ever been in here, and this is just a menagerie. It's absolutely fabulous. But the whole building is fabulous. There's Frank Pantridge. So in here is everything pertaining to Belfast, everything pertaining to Ulster or Northern Ireland, Derry Girls, and everything pertaining to Ireland as a whole. That's really good. I really like that. That's replicated on the other side. That's good. And there's a series of wall educational boards showing Stormont the way it was here. So this is here too. This is amazing. So that's Stormont Parliament buildings, of course. And this is comes from 1925. Look at the work that they're doing there. And there's the big stone pillars that we all know today. And there's the Mayor of Belfast reading the inscription stone. And there's the opening. And we're in Stormont every other day. Stormont Estate. Famous faces. There's Sean Lamass. And then Mullen introduced all sorts of things to Stormont Parliament buildings. Sting came in 2008 and Elton John came in 1998. Pavarotti, and that looks as if it's George Best's funeral. And then that was the Stormont Fire, and that looks as if it's some sort of hill climb. Come and check it out for yourself. You will not be disappointed. I've just come through the door that leads me into the El Dorado of the music library, the Belfast Music Library. If you're interested in any kind of music, this is the place to come to. And a lot of the scores are here. And you can borrow CDs out of here. There's old Rick Clifford. Well, Cliff Richard. Simply Red. Irish country. And there's such a wealth of material here. It's obviously all the classical stuff on the left-hand side. It's very well laid out. Easily accessible. Let's see, what's this? Pete Seeger. I like Pete Seeger. Peter, Paul and Mary. There's Chrissy Hind and the Pretenders. I have that CD. It's not Led Zeppelin, it is. Rick Ashley. I like old Rick Ashley. And the lady on the desk tells me that they have a newspaper collection here dating from the earliest newspapers that were published in Belfast, and that was the newsletter, and that was, what, in the 1700s. And this is just amazing, folks. And I'll just show you what we have up above. So this has been my wee walk round the Belfast Central Library. It's just been wonderful. Come and check it out for yourself. I have that CD as well, The Best of David Bowie. Dear, dear. There's old Petula Clark. Downtown. The Beatles. What happened to the Beatles? There's old Brian. We used to have that CD as well, Sugar Queen. I like the Perfumers. There's old Van the Man. Ralph McTell. I could stay here all day. I'd better not. My wife will be getting anxious. So, heading out now. This has been my wee jaunt round Belfast City Library. Come and check it out for yourself. You will not be disappointed. And this is the way all our hospitals were. Not too many buildings in Belfast can boast of this kind of flooring anymore. All been ripped out, sadly. And I have talked to each of the people on each floor and got permission to film inside here, and that's what you have to do. And you don't allow your camera to fall on anybody's face. And there's the Donegal place of the 1870s. Key to occupants. Not interesting. I'll list them all. The Ulster Liberal Society and William Ewart and Sons. Union clubs. It was a different setup back then, folks. Okie doke. Inside Belfast City Library. Alright, so that's goodbye to the Belfast Central Library.